Greetings, fellow storytellers, and a thunderous welcome back to the channel. Today, we're not just telling a story, we're unearthing a legend, a saga that feels as if it's been violently ripped from the celluloid of a grim war epic. But crucially, every single chilling detail, the stark, unvarnished truth. Imagine this: your skill, your precision, your utter mastery so profoundly terrifying that your enemies, those who hunt you, those who seek your demise, are forced to forge a name for you, a moniker that crawls into their nightmares and freezes the marrow in their bones. We journey into the shadowy annals of history to unearth the extraordinary, almost unbelievable story of Simo Häyhä, a man of the soil, a simple Finnish farmer who, against all odds, transformed himself into the deadliest, most devastating marksman the world has ever known. Whispers followed him like a ghostly shroud. Some, their voices trembling, branded him a phantom, an apparition. Others, their eyes wide with horror, cursed him as a demon, a harbinger of death itself. But the vast majority, those unfortunate enough to cross his path, knew him by a name that echoed with dread: the White Death. Let's plunge together into the unforgiving, savage winter of 1939, where this legend was forged in ice and blood. The Arctic wind, a ravenous beast, clawed and shrieked through the desolate, snowy Finnish wilderness. A biting, merciless cold, a staggering -40 degrees, gripped the land, a temperature that would cause most people to succumb to its icy embrace within moments. But Simo Häyhä, a figure as stoic as the frozen landscape itself, was already out there, a phantom in white, a silent predator, waiting, watching, his senses sharpened to a razor's edge. He wasn't some polished elite soldier, bred for war and honed in battle. He was a man of the earth, a quiet soul from the humble village of Rautjärvi, a hunter familiar with the rhythms of the wild, a farmer, his hands calloused and strong. But soon he would become something far more terrifying, a lone, relentless nightmare, a one-man army of terror unleashed on the invading Soviet forces. As the colossal Soviet Union, fueled by arrogance and a thirst for quick conquest, plunged into Finland, they grossly underestimated the indomitable spirit of the Finnish people, their fierce, unyielding determination. And, most fatally, they completely failed to anticipate the chilling, almost supernatural accuracy of an extraordinarily determined marksman, a man who would become their white-robed specter of death. Simo Häyhä, a figure of chilling simplicity, entered the brutal theater of war armed with nothing more than a humble rifle, a Finnish Sako M/2830, a weapon of stark, unadorned efficiency. No scope, no advanced optics, just the raw, unyielding precision of iron sights. Why this seemingly archaic choice? In the bone-chilling, soul-crushing temperatures, a biting cold that could instantly crystallize your eyelashes, scopes would become treacherous, their lenses fogging with condensation, reflecting the relentless sunlight, betraying the slightest movement. A fatal flaw, a death sentence, when your very existence depended on remaining unseen. A ghost lurking in the frozen embrace of a snowbank. And Simo, he wasn't just a sniper firing from the deceptive cloak of shadows. He transcended the very concept of concealment. He became the shadows themselves. He burrowed deep into the snowdrifts, sculpting his position into an indistinguishable part of the landscape, a white-clad chameleon disappearing into the frozen expanse. In an act of almost inhuman discipline, he would even stuff snow into his mouth, a cold, desperate measure to stifle the telltale puff of his breath, ensuring that not even the slightest exhalation would betray his deadly presence. To call this a stealth would be a grotesque understatement. This was an art form, a macabre ballet of invisibility, a chilling mastery of the unseen, elevated to a level bordering on the supernatural. A silent dread, a creeping terror, began to creep through the ranks of the Red Army. They began to murmur, their voices thick with fear, a name that echoed like a death knell: Belaya Smrt, the White Death. It was an unseen force, a spectral presence haunting the frozen battlefield, a chilling awareness that something was out there, something deadly. Soldiers, one by one, vanished into the swirling, snowy silence, swallowed by the white abyss. Its legend, a grim tapestry woven with each precise, fatal shot, grew at a terrifying pace. A staggering tally of over 500 confirmed kills etched into the icy landscape in less than 100 days. On a morning that bit with the ferocity of a wolf's fang, Simo, a figure of chilling serenity, took aim at a Soviet patrol, its forms stark against the white expanse. With an icy calm, devoid of any flicker of emotion, he raised his rifle. A single, sharp report echoed through the frozen air. One shot. A soldier, extinguished, fallen into the snow like a discarded marionette. Pandemonium broke out, a frantic, chaotic dance of fear. Amid the swirling madness, he remained an island of icy control, reloading with mechanical precision, firing with deadly accuracy, then disappearing back into the silent, watchful embrace of the snow-covered forest, a ghost fading into the shadows. He was a phantom, a whisper of death on the wind. And even the most elite, highly trained Soviet sniper teams, sent with cold determination to hunt him down, to eliminate the specter that haunted their ranks, found themselves chasing a ghost, their efforts futile against his chilling mastery of the frozen landscape. In the bleak, unforgiving expanse of March 1940, a thunderous Soviet bomb, a searing explosion of metal and fury, tore into Simo's face, shattering his jaw into grotesque ruins, a brutal attack that should have ended his life in an instant. But he did not scream, did not cry out in agony. He did not surrender, did not succumb to the crushing weight of his wounds. Instead, he became a master of deception, a chilling tableau of death, feigning lifelessness amid the chaos. And when the air cleared, when the enemy's gaze had shifted, he, a broken figure, a testament to inhuman will, dragged himself, wounded and freezing, a trail of blood staining the pristine snow, back to the relative safety of the finish lines. This is Sisu. This is not just resilience. This is the very essence of the Finnish spirit, a raw, untamed force of will, a refusal to break, a defiance against the jaws of death itself. Simo survived. Barely. He underwent several operations but never fully recovered. When the Winter War ended, Finland had lost territory but kept its independence. And Simo Häyhä? He returned to his quiet life, hunting elk and breeding dogs, and rarely spoke of the war. He died in 2002 at the age of 96, a national hero. But his legacy lives on, not just as a sniper, but as a symbol of what it means to stand your ground when everything is stacked against you. So, what can we learn from Simo Häyhä, the White Death? Perhaps it's that true power doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers through the trees, leaving nothing but legend in its wake. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, like it, subscribe to more incredible history content, and let us know in the comments, who should we cover next? Until next time, stay curious.